Good morning and welcome to News and Coffee Time brought to you by Intrieste.com. We'll be reading the headlines of Il Piccolo in English daily, so grab yourself a cup of coffee and follow us along. We're skipping over the national news and are only concentrating on the local Trieste's headlines. We're bringing you local news one day at a time. The front page of Il Piccolo this Friday, January 7th, reads, Suffocation hypothesis for poor Liliana's death. There are still many questions without an answer. The Last Breath continues research, the many mysteries to be solved, behind bags, shame and mercy, says writer Barbara Baraldi. Italy surpasses over 200,000 in contagion numbers. The goal is to administer 36 million of doses in 2 months. Calendar rules. From 10 January on, the non-vaccinated will have even less possibility to move around. Italy makes vaccinations mandatory for the over 50 from today, 7th January on. 20 January on, Green Pass will be required to enter hairdressers and beauty parlors. From February 1st on, Green Pass will only last 6 months as opposed to 9 months as it does nowadays. From 1st February on, you'll need a COVID vaccination negative swab test to enter banks, postal offices, and shops. February 15th on, Super Green Pass required at work. Half of the professors in region says going back to in-person learning is not a good idea yet. Executives ask to postpone the return to schools and go back to remote learning for the first 2 weeks. A pharmacy was closed in the region because the owner was not vaccinated. After the block of Chinese port, it's a perfect storm for Friuli Venezia Giulia enterprises. Regional Councillor Bini talks 2022 and says investments and revival are the two key words characterizing Friuli Venezia Giulia. Porto Vecchio Center for Congresses, 70 days were booked, but then COVID entered and the scene and the outcome is still unknown. Porto Vecchio Sealer should be renovated within the next 2 years. A tragic incident for the 36-year-old Pakistani refugee, which resulted in his death on 3rd of January. Via Trento, a fire was stopped just in time, one person in Catinara. Bora uproots the scaffolding in Via Udine, no victims. Mugello Tunnel continues to be closed. The residents are indignant. 1,161 newborns in Trieste last year. The most common names were Sofia, Emma, Aurora, and Leonardo. Stefano Forlano, engineer and IT technician. I study relationships between artificial intelligence and a human being. People park every which way on the river. In the culture section of today, Il Piccolo, The Jungle of Gorizia became a film and the Odyssey on Pakistani people. Daniela Gattorno back in Sala Lutazzi with 3 sweet fables. The weather forecast sees Trieste's weather sunny and cold this Friday with highs in 5 degrees Celsius. This has been News and Coffee Time brought to you by Intrieste.com. Thank you for listening.